Tel Aviv, it's all leftists, it's all sinners, it's all...
Wow, chas v'chalil. I don't want to say about any Jews that they're sinners. They're in a different place than you are in your journey. So it's not the right place for you. Maybe you should sublet or please get out of there as soon as possible so you have a more comfortable...
I'd love to be honest. I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna do.
Figure out how to do that. Yeah. Okay, let's get started on the Pesach. What we're doing today is starting to learn about the Pesach Haggadah. Haggadah of Pesach. Haggadah of Pesach is all here, right here, in one small 4-page booklet.
4 pages?
4 pages, the whole thing, start to finish, every word.
So we
1,
distribute
2,
that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's right. This is.
Is the first
That's
one?
one packet. Yes. I'm gonna get some. No.
Oh,
No. That whole thing is for you. That whole thing is for you.
Oh, yeah.
And this is for you.
Thank you.
Sit down. That's it.
Oh.
That's it. Great. All right. The whole thing is for you. So we're gonna look at. Do you know the order? That's one thing that's missing here. We'll have to. The Pesach Haggadah. It has 15 sections. I want you to tell me what they are.
Sessions?
Starts off with the Kaddish
Yeah.
section.
Magid-
Urchatz.
Magid Dayan?
And then you're skipping.
No.
Look for Urchatz. That's on line.
No, here. This is
You go to the next bolded section is number 13. Line 13. Okay, all right. Okay, מצוין. Kadesh Urchatz Karpas, that I'm making too big and I want to for all of them. Kadesh. We started. I'll give you guys some pages. I printed out. You have your very own copy for free of the Pesach Haggadah. There's not too much graphics, but there's all the words. And we're going to get a stapler very soon. We'll be able to staple them together. We're going to learn about the Pesach Haggadah. Pass this down, please. Perfect. Okay, so help me out. What are the stages? You see Kadesh in line 1, and line 13 is Urchatz. Line 14 is Karpas. Where's the next bolded section?
Oh.
Yachatz.
Yachatz, good. What's that number? What page?
16.
Good. Line 16. Yachatz. Kadesh, Urchatz, Karpas, Yachatz. Then we come to Magid. Now Magid, this is one of the things I'm trying to show you. That's the biggest part of the Haggadah. It starts on line 18, right? Yes. And then it has 19, 21, 23, 25, 28. Those are all continuations of the Magid section. Keep going to the next page, turn the page over. There's 2 sides. And all the way over to page 3. We're still in Magid. If you see on page 3, it says 776, 793. Wow, you see how long that section is, Magid? It goes all the way to page 4. And page 4, it ends on line 109. So how many lines is that? From 18 to 109? That's 90 lines. You see that? We're going to talk about that in a minute, what it is. Then comes Rachza. What line are we on now? Page 4, 109.
109.
Now what's next? Motzi Matzah. Motzi Matzah. Maror. Koreh. Shulchan. Orech. And Safun. We're on page 4, Line 120. Safun. Barech.
Where you see the page for?
On the top left corner of the page.
It's 3?
Yes.
Ah, behind it is 4. Yeah.
It's hiding.
5. 7.
Okay. Where does Barech start?
139.
122.
Oh, 122.
122. It got small for some reason. 122 on page 4 is Barech. Where does Barech end? At the bottom of page 5. The next section is Hallel.
Do you want to photo?
Bottom page 5, line 144 is Hallel. Then you turn the page. Hallel continues. Hallel continues all of page 6 and all of page 7 till the middle of page 7. Line 167 starts the last section called Nirtzah. Okay, and that goes all the way till the end of page 8. These are the... How many are there?
8.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh.
14. Well, if we divide them into 2, Motzi and Matzah, then they're 15. 15 is the number of the Shir HaMa'alot. 15 here, they have it as Motzi Matzah, they have it together, that's why I wrote it that way. The 15 stages, when you would go up the stairs to the Beit HaMikdash, perhaps are the 15 stages that we go up in the order of the Haggadah on the night of Pesach. Could you please turn on the speaker for us? I have a song. I have a song to share with you. You just turn off for a few seconds, then on, and it goes on. Okay. Everybody pay attention. Up here, this is a song. The way to remember all the order of the Seder. The Seder Pesach. Seder means order. Right? Seder means order. This is what I learned when I was so big. Every year at the beginning of the Seder we sing Kadesh, Borchat. That's it. Very simple. That's the tune. 15. What's that? What's it?
B.
Motzi matzah, maror korech, shulchan orech, tzafun barech, halel nitzah. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. It's the same simple tune. Let's get in the zone. What's going on now?
Maybe it finally connected.
Now they're just jazzing it up a little bit. Anyways, should we do it ourselves? Got it. All right. You ready for the Seder? You know what you're supposed to do. What's the order? This is the order.
Yes.
What does order mean in Hebrew? How do you say order? Say there. Say there. To put things in order. The order of things to do. This list appears at the beginning of every Haggadah. For some reason it's not on here. But it's inside, of course. So there are 15 sections of the Seder. All right. Are you ready to start learning about the Seder? What's the largest section? Magid is from 18, and we said until 120. What was it? Magid
118.
122, I think it was. It ends at, oh, you're right, 108. 108 it ends.
108.
108. Now, the next largest section is Hallel. Hallel is at the end. It starts on line 144. It ends on line 166. That's only 20 lines. That's not so bad. Boker tov, boker tov. Gabriel, can you see if the office is open? And if they have a stapler in there? The English office, yeah. Rabbi Lissman is there? It's open? So ask Rabbi Lissman for a stapler. So usually in the top drawer, please. Here's a package for Aaron. Good morning, Aaron. How's your Purim? Okay, you're a little hungover? Hungover? That means after effects of
Yeah, I'm happier than usual.
happier. The effects continue. That's good. Here, Benjamin, pass this down for Gabriel.
I didn't plan for yesterday, but I went to 2 parties.
Gabriel's not here yet. Yeah.
I was brought to the party.
That's for Gabriel.
Also.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Double parties. Okay. Eitan, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine. I got sick yesterday.
Oh no.
And this night also, but no, I'm fine.
You're supposed to know how to drink.
So I did. One day I was drunk, Tuesday I was drunk, and yesterday I was drunk.
And then you were sick. That's not being a good drunk, if you ask me.
How much beer did you drink to get
I
drunk?
didn't drink beer.
What did you drink?
What did you?
What kind of whiskey?
Hey,
How much?
What kind of whiskey?
if you know how much you drink, you didn't drink.
2 bottles? Oh.
Ah, no, that's not possible. No. No, that's fun.
This one.
But I think we did the barbecue on Tuesday,
Yeah.
and we started getting tipsy with my friends, and then all the meat was like not ready inside.
Oh no. That's what made you sick?
I think
I see.
Now it's ready.
All right, the Seder. We started learning about the Seder. Gabriel and Aaron missed it. If you smart, maybe you'll write on the top of your booklet the order of the Seder. There's 15 words here. We're gonna sing it. Ready?
What's the song called?
It's called the Seder song. I'll send you the link if you like.
Take it.
Oh, this is not it. Here we go. Can I have the stapler back? Did everybody get it?
No, I can't.
You got it? That's it? 15 things. Why does it take hours? That's it. You got it? You got it. You got it. Now you got to write it down. Got to write it down on top of your pages. If you want a separate page, you want a piece of paper? There's pieces of paper. I think Jordan's got all the pieces of paper for everybody, whoever wants.
Who needs paper?
Who wants a piece of paper?
Thank you.
And copy it down.
This song is beautiful.
Thanks. Yeah.
Who's the singer?
The singer is a group called Zusha, actually. Then they play with it a little bit at the end.
Oh, we called it 15 sections of
15 sections of the Seder, yeah. We go higher and higher, the highest. What a night. What a night, Seder night. Okay, everybody got it?
Almost.
Almost, okay. Aaron, what comes first? Hallel or Baruch? Baruch comes first, right? Stephen, what comes first? Maror or Korech? Boker Tov! Matsuyan, Baruch Hashem. Zat Hashem, Zat Hashem.
Do you know that the rabbis are going to be together on Shabbat with Eliyahu Navi? Do you know that?
Yes.
Wow.
Have a great day.
Shleinu, Baruch Hashem. Shalom Yisrael. Here. Your very own. A gift from me to you. It's only English. Haggadah Shel Pesach. Start to finish. Recite these words. How many lines is it? Sum total 224 lines. You actually don't have to recite the whole thing. Even if you do, it's not the end of the world. 24 paragraphs, actually. See, it's not lines, it's paragraphs. 24 paragraphs. Some of them are headings, so it's 200 paragraphs. This is the custom. We reread the book. So, but that's the order.
What are order of the
Sections of the order. Sections of the Seder. Sections of the Seder. The order of the order. The order of the Seder.
How long take the whole Seder meal?
You can do it all in half an hour, or you could do it in 5 hours, or 10. It's up to you.
Which you need to do before midnight, right?
We're going to learn about that. Not necessarily. Ideally, most of it should be done before midnight, but I usually don't make it.
No?
No, I usually don't make it before midnight. A lot of people come over for my Seder and they never come back. Because it's too long. No, that's not true. They come, they enjoy. We have a beautiful Seder, but we take our time. We're in no rush. We're there. This is the night. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Israel, take a look. This is the sections of the Seder night.
Can I get a video?
Kadesh.
Can I get a video of the scene?
Sure.
Kadesh orchat kapas yachat
Magid rachta moti matza maror korech shulchan orech zafun barech halel nimtza. One more time, you ready? Aaron, you gonna sing with us? Ready? Gabriel, you gonna ready? Kadesh urchat kapas yachat Magid rachta moti matza maror korech Shulchan Orech, Tzafun Barech, Halel Mitzah, la 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 la. Nice, okay? Good, 15 sections. Let's see which ones we can already understand. What do you think Barech is about? What do we do in Barech?
Benchen.
The benching, Birkat HaMazon. Right, so this one we already know. Barech, we do it all year round. It's nothing special. It's just we ate a meal, so at the end of the meal we have to say Birkat HaMazon. What about Kadesh? Did anybody know what you think we do in Kadesh? Can anybody guess? Kiddush. We do that all year round also. Every Shabbat, every Yom Tov. We don't have to talk about it too much. That's simple, right? So 2 out of the 15 are gone. Hallel? We do. When do we do Hallel? Hanukkah, festivals. That's right. So here too we do Hallel. It's a strange Hallel. We're going to talk about it, but at least we know what it means. This is a little bit different, but it is pretty much Hallel. What other words do we know? Well, what is Shulchan Orech? That's a funny word, but
The table.
setting the table. So what does that mean, setting the table? In this context, it means we eat the meal.
Start to eat.
We eat the meal. It's a fully set table with lots of delicious food. We eat the meal. That's the Shulchan Orech section. It's not the Shulchan Aruch. Don't confuse it with the book that I taught you about, that halacha book. This is matzah, of course. And hamotzi, you know what hamotzi is? You make hamotzi. You make the bracha on eating the matzah. So eating matzah, that we know too. We know what eating matzah is.
Not the hiding of the matzah.
Not the hiding. The hiding is earlier, and tzafun means hidden. So we take out the hidden matzah. Actually, from here, we yachatz means we break in half the matzah, and half of it gets hidden for when? For tzafun. Tzafun means hidden.
Okay.
So the broken matzah that gets hidden is eaten in the tzafun. Tzafun means hidden. The hidden matzah gets taken out. Good. What else do we know?
The urchatz,
Urchatz. What does that mean?
the washing of hands.
Washing of hands. But you'll notice it's a little tricky. We have two. We have rachza and urchatz, which both have the root reish chet tzadi, which means to wash the hands. Why?
When you don't say the bracha.
We wash our hands twice. Very strange, right?
One for eating the vegetables, one for eating
The matzah. Amazing. But isn't that strange? Most nights, we only wash our hands once. You know what the question is? Why is this night different from all other nights? We're going to see that there's 4 questions asked. This is one of them. But you're right, both of those we know. We know what rachza is washing netilat yadayim, urchatz is also netilat yadayim. There's 2 forms. We'll speak about that as well. So yachatz, we said we split the matzah. Yachatz means to split. Like chetzi, split the matzah. So we know what that is too. And we know what the tzafun is because we eat the hidden matzah. What's left? What don't we know about? Well, maror.
Bitter.
The bitter herbs. We eat bitter herbs. So that's we know about. What other? So nirtza is interesting. Nirtza. Boketov. Here. Pass this down for Pinchas, please. Nirtza is a section which is the last section of the Seder. And that pretty much consists of a prayer. No, it's actually more like ritzeh. We say in the Amidah prayer, please find favor in our service. Everything we did up till now, the 14 sections, may come and find favor in your eyes. So there's a few poems that we sing, there's songs that we sing. The highlight of Nirtza is Shana haba b'Yerushalayim, Shana haba b'Yerushalayim Abduya. Next year in the rebuilt Jerusalem.
If you do the Seder in Jerusalem, what you sing then?
You say in the rebuilt Jerusalem.
Ah.
Yerushalayim habnuya. Bnuya means rebuilt. The temple is still not built. Anyways, that's the ending part. It's prayers that may Hashem hear and see our worship and find it favorable. Korech, we don't know what that means. Korech actually means we have a sandwich. The kroch means the wrap. In the days when matzah was soft, they made a wrap. You ever had a tortilla?
Yeah.
So this is what it was. Korech was a tortilla. What was inside? What was inside the wrap?
Meat.
Meat. Which meat?
Cow.
Which cow? Which lamb? Which? From what? From what? Hello? What's this called?
Seder.
Seder of what?
Haggadah.
Pesach. What's Pesach? The name of the offering. Every Jew would have to come to Jerusalem and bring a korban, an offering of a lamb that was called, the name of the offering is called a Pesach lamb. So they had shawarma in a lafa. That's korech. That's a wrap of meat. Also, you had to put it together in the wrap. What else did you put in with the meat?
On the
Nowadays, we don't have any meat because we don't have any korban. What do we put inside of our wrap?
Lettuce.
Lettuce. Why? What's lettuce?
Horseradish.
What is lettuce? Lettuce is a form of maror. We put the maror, that's the bitter herb, together with the meat in a sandwich. Sounds delicious. Nowadays, we have hard matzah and no meat, so we're left with bitter herbs in a cracker. Yeah, with a cracker above and below. That's what we have, most people have nowadays. That's the korech. Korech is the sandwich, okay? What's left? Karpas. Karpas is interesting. It means a vegetable. A vegetable, probably celery. Celery. People use different vegetables. It's not a vegetable that's maror. Maror is bitter herbs. This one could be sweet. A different vegetable. We have to eat a vegetable. We'll talk about why. And the last but not least is most important. The center of the Pesach night, of the Haggadah shel Pesach. Wait, what's it called? Haggadah shel Pesach. Doesn't that sound like
Lahagid.
Magid, Magid, it's the same word. This is the core of the Haggadah, is the Magid section. The Hagid means to tell over. The Magid section is when we tell over the story. Telling the story is the central mitzvah of the night of Pesach. Of course, there's also matzah and maror. We tell the story by eating special foods. And by singing songs and by thanking Hashem, but primarily it's about telling the story. That's why the entire Seder is called the Haggadah, the telling over of Pesach. The Magid section is what gives the Haggadah its name. So far, so good?
yes.
Are you ready? I'm so excited. So excited for Pesach. Just talking about it. So excited. Wow.
It's about 2 weeks, right?
It's a month from yesterday.
A month?
A month, yeah.
15.
We have a break 2 weeks before to prepare, to clean the house. We don't have classes for 2 weeks before Pesach. Also, you can prepare in many ways. But the actual festival is coming up in a month. It's on the 15th of Nisan. Wait, I have a page for you. I have another page for you. I hope it printed. Yeah, here it is. Jordan, I don't know if you were here. I think the other guys should know this. I finally got a nicer page. See if I have to fix this one up. Pass these around, please. It's the Hebrew calendar. What month are we in now? Adar is the last month of the Hebrew months. You see it on your page. We have the fast of Esther and Purim, of course.
So it's only 12.
12 months. 12 months. But we actually start counting the months not in Tishrei, which is Rosh Hashanah, the beginning of the year. We count the months from Nisan, the next month, coming up now. Passover is the first month of the months of the Hebrew calendar. Why? Because we came out of Egypt. That's when we became a people. So we start calling the counts. Did you give Pinchas one of these pages?
Yes.
You did? Excellent. All right. Who remembers our song? Nisan Iyar Sivan Tammuz Av Elul Tishrei Cheshvan Kislev Tevet Shvat Adar. Very simple. Okay, so we're going to start Nisan in 2 weeks. Pesach is on the 15th of Nisan. The other one had the number. We don't have what number of Nisan it is, but Passover is on the 15th of Nisan, right? Okay.
Why all the Chagim precisely on the 15th?
Good. What other Chag is on the 15th? Good question.
Almost every Chag.
Which Chag? Nisan, we have Pesach on the 15th.
Shavuot.
Shavuot's not on the 15th. Shavuot is 50 days after Pesach. So it actually comes out to be on the 7th of Sivan. But what's the other major holiday which is on the 15th of the month? You're correct in your question. One other major holiday.
Yom Kippur?
Nope.
No.
After Yom Kippur. Sukkot. Sukkot. Take a look. In Tishrei, find in Tishrei. We have Rosh Hashanah on the first day, Yom Kippur on the 10th day, in between the 10 days of repentance, and Sukkot is on the 15th. Also to B'Av, also to B'Shvat. The 15th. Why is the 15th a day for festivals?
To save energy.
It's the brightest moon.
Of course, it's the brightest moon. It's the day before there was electricity. The full moon.
You don't have a lot of candles, right?
Let me see.
Full moon is the time. Yeah, that's the reason. Well, God said so. I mean, that's our tradition tells us that's the day we left Egypt. 15th of the Nisan is the day we left Egypt. That night that we're telling the story that on this night, so many years ago, Jewish people came out of Egypt. Pinchas, how are you?
Fine.
How was your Purim?
Good.
2 days? Or just 1 day?
It's
It's like 2 days.
One day we needed to prepare
Yeah. Mishloach manot. Nice. Yeah, a lot of gifts. You gave them to.
One day
Not enough. Very nice. You have so many friends. It's lovely. I thought you said because it's not enough to finish the whiskey. All right. Okay.
It's
Well,
like
good.
our Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year's also.
Yeah, it's
You
almost
give
like-
gifts.
The feeling is almost the
Wow.
same.
Really?
Visit friend, go to the friend talk, give gifts, they return gift.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice comparison.
Yes.
But it's a very holy day.
Yes.
It's a very holy day. It's
So
not
much fun.
just
So much fun.
Purim. Reminds you of which holiday? The name of
Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippurim. Purim Kippurim. I can think of no day more opposite than Yom Kippur for Purim. Yom Kippur, we don't eat, we don't drink,
No celebration.
we don't celebrate, we go to shul all day, we pray Allah. Purim,
Dressing white.
that's right, which is, well, there's a little dressing up, that's true, but on Purim, we're eating and drinking and partying and being friendly and talking to each other. On Yom Kippur, it's the opposite. So how can we say that Purim is like Yom Kippurim? Ki means like in Hebrew. So is that true? That Purim is like Kippurim? In what way? What way are they similar?
That
Yeah, please.
we work on ourselves.
True, good. We work on ourselves. What else? Yeah.
Yom Kippur is like the spiritual way, and Purim in the physical way.
Physical way of what? Good.
Redemption.
I'll tell you what I think. That on Yom Kippur, we don't eat, we don't drink. We're like angels. We're very spiritual, like Eitan said. And essentially, that teaches us that the whole year we think we're just like animals, eating and drinking and just going about our business. But really, we're inside, we're very, very spiritual, very holy. On Purim, why do we wear masks and wear costumes? The Megillah is all about revealing what's hidden. It seems like it's just politics. Achashverosh, beauty contest. Esther gets taken. Accident happens. Oh, redemption. So the trick is that what we're trying to do on Purim is to reveal the true essence of matters. Is that Hashem runs the world. Truly we are holy, even though we might outwardly not be behaving properly. All those people you were saying, Jordan, you think, oh, all those people around me, inside, they're very pure, they're very holy. And this is the idea of reaching a very high level of purity and a high level of spirituality is the commonality between Purim and Kippurim. Okay, anyways, back to our topic. Pinchas, we're learning about the Seder. The Seder of Pesach. The Seder, if you look on the board, there's 15 stages. We're going to sing a song. Ready? It doesn't say it on your page. Kadesh. Pinchas, over here. You can't see. Come closer. Once again, we're going to do it from the beginning. These are the 15 sections, okay? We're going to do it together. Kadesh Urchat Kabas Yachat Magid Rachta Motzi Matzah Maror Koreh Shulchan Oreh Tzafun Bareh Halel Mitzah Okay, Pinchas in Israel, you didn't come in early enough, but I asked everybody to write it down. To write these down in your notebook or on your page. Now you have a page of the Hebrew months. You can write it down on the side maybe. This is, or on top of your Pesach Haggadah. You can write it down on the top page also. 59. Oh, they have paper. Maybe, okay, so maybe, do you want paper? Yeah, he wants paper. Okay. Yes, sir.
We have like a plate, and we have like a plate with like a chicken on it, and like right?
That's right.
But
That's
this
right.
is the correct chicken?
No. So there is a special plate that many families have that's called, usually it's round, it's called the Seder plate. And on it we have all the special foods that we're going to need. Sometimes there's even, the plate has levels. But if you don't have a levels plate, so you have, maybe here you have your matzah over here. Matzah's over here, and then everything else. So you have to have maror, goes over here. And what other things we're going to need? Yeah, but that's, for the karpas, we dip it, so we need some karpas in here. The vegetable, the maror. There are two things we dip in. There's salt water we dip in, and there's something called charoset. Charoset we dip in also. These two have to be on the Seder plate. And the last one, there's an extra, we're going to speak about the other items that we have. One is we have a bone. A bone, many people use a shank bone, many people use a piece of chicken, many people use different bones, but we don't eat it. It's just this to commemorate the Pesach, right? The Pesach commemoration. And one more thing is the egg. The egg is to commemorate another sacrifice that we had, which, again, we have no temple, so we don't have that sacrifice either. We'll learn about that another time, but that's true, that there are actual physical items that we have, and we put them on a special Seder plate. Usually that's set out before we even get started. First thing is we set out all the special items we're going to need on a plate. We set out the matzah, and then we sing this song. Kadesh uchad karpas yachad magid rachta motzi matzah maror korech shulchan orech tzafun barech alehel nimtza. Yeah, Benjamin, you got it? You got it?
Yes.
Good. Okay, let's talk about what a little bit more deep. Let's go inside, okay? Let's take a look at the pages. Questions so far?
The silver plate is for the head.
Usually there's only one. Sometimes if there's families that are eating together, each family will have one. But usually it's one for the whole group. Yeah. Kadesh, page 1. Everybody take out page 1. You got it?
Yes, I'm missing one.
You're missing one. Oh no. Let me see. Motzi matzah is 2. We count that as 2. Other than that, maror korech, shulchan orech, tzafun barech adon. You got it. You got it. We just count motzi matzah as 2. That's why you only have 14 on your list. Because there's motzi and matzah is counted as 2.
Okay.
But you got them all. All right. Kadesh, ready? Line 1 to through. Where does it end? Line 12. Go to page 1 of your Pesach Haggadah. And pretty much on Shabbat, we had a special section for the Shabbat. Now, what's interesting is that if you read, you say Bari Priya Gafen in 5. Then the bracha is Baruch Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, who has chosen us from all the people and raised us above all tongues, sanctified us with his commandments. You've given us, Lord our God, Sabbaths for rest, appointed times for happiness, holy days, special times for joy. It's not Shabbat this year. This festival of Matzot. So we already have 2 names for the festival, right? What are the 2 names? Chag HaMatzot and Chag Pesach, exactly. Those are the 2 names. So we call it the festival of Matzot, our season of freedom. In love, we only say that on Shabbat. A holy convocation in memory of what? Of the exodus from Egypt. It's true that every Kiddush we say that all of the Shabbatot and holidays are in commemoration of Egypt. But on this night, more than ever, we're already starting to tell the story that this festival is in memory of the Exodus from Egypt.
How did they tell the story? Did they read it from the Torah or did they just have the story?
We're going to find out. You have it right here. We're going to analyze it. We're going to look at it. 100 lines, 100 paragraphs. We don't just tell the story briefly. As we're going to see, I want to show you, we tell the story in 4 different ways. We tell the story 4 different ways. In English, in Swahili, in Italian, and in Spanish. No.
Spanish?
No. In Hebrew. But here we have it, English. What does it mean 4 ways then?
4 cups?
4 questions?
No, 4 cups, not 4 questions. There's lots of 4. There's Haggadah, the Magid itself. We tell the story in 4 different ways. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what the 4 stories that we tell. Maybe there's different elements of the story that we stress. Maybe there's different ways to tell the story. Pinchas, you have a 12-year-old daughter, right? 13? 12 or 13? How old is she? 13. And how old is your daughter? 13 also?
12.
12?
Yes.
Do they talk to each other?
No.
Never.
They not yet meet.
Not yet meet.
Yeah.
You both speak Chinese.
Yes.
You're both Orthodox Jews. I think that would be nice for them to meet.
Yeah.
We should make that happen. Anyways. So when you tell your child stories, you want to teach your children. How do you teach them?
My story.
Story is one way.
Sing the
We
song.
got
Your daughter.
video.
Sorry?
Video story.
Oh, but even if we're going to see that even if you already know the story, we have to go over and over and over again. I think you told me a story that you had in your home a map of the world, right? Right? And your daughter learned the names of all the countries, right? And their capitals? Also the capital? Or just the names of the countries?
Some the kind of different from the capital from the ancient Egypt.
I know, but I'm just trying to give an example here of how to teach. Sometimes you teach with a map. Sometimes I teach you with a song. Didn't we just do a song? Sometimes I tell you stories, right? Sometimes we open up the books and we study inside, right? This is what I mean by we tell the story in 4 ways. Part of what I mean. What's the best way to really? Did you ever go to a science museum? Do you know what a science museum is?
Yes.
It's a museum that teaches kids about science.
Yes.
Science, Mada, biology, physics, chemistry. It teaches you how things work, how gravity works. It shows you about how sound travels.
The Science Center in Toronto?
The Science Center. Great, I grew up on it. It's terrific. How do they teach you there? Do you go there and you listen to a lecture? What do you do? Interactive. Wow. This page, it looks like it's just a lot of ants on the page. It's not just words. This is going to be an interactive experience. We're going to do things at the Seder night. And you think we're just going to tell stories about when the Jews came out of Egypt, they baked funny bread that was flat. What do we do? What do we do then? What do we break the bread. What else do we do? We eat the bread. We hide the bread. We eat the bread. That's telling the story. That's the way to learn the story. You taste it. You touch it. You feel it. You break it. Sometimes sometimes we play games.
Yes.
At the end, the story, the section of Nirza, so many, even children's songs that are really funny. You might have heard about it, the goat that father bought for his son for two zuz. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Anyways, we use all the different methods we can. Okay. Anyways, we're not there yet. We did Kadesh. Everybody good with Kadesh? If you take a look at number 11, who can recognize what number 11 is in Hebrew? Blessed are you, Lord our God, King, who has granted us life, sustenance, permitted us to reach this season. So what is that in Hebrew? 11? That's it. You got it. Shechianu. V'kiyamanu. V'higianu. Lazman hazeh. Permitted us to reach the season. Beautiful. That's the Shechianu we say. And look at number 12. Whatever you see slanted, what's it called? In italics. Whenever you see italics, it's instructions. So instructions. Number 12 is just instructions. So you drink the cup of wine, the cup of kiddush, while you're reclining to the left. Okay? So you have to lean. Why do you have to lean? See, for me it's easy. I got an armchair here. I can lean on my left. Pretty easy. Where's my cup? Here we go. And drink like this. Why do I drink like this? Why do I lean like this?
Drink like a king.
I drink like a king. I'm a free man. I have to express that I'm free by my posture. I stood up like this. And I said, okay, now it's time to drink. I have a little sip. That's not like a free man, like a king. Lean to the left. In the Roman times, they would lie down on a cot. Right? And they lean on their left and they eat with one hand. They have a plate in front of them, eat while lying to their left. So we use tables and chairs usually. Personally, I have my Seder on my couch because there's a mitzvah to lean and to be comfortable. And I think it's more comfortable for me to be in the living room on my couch. My couch gets stained from wine usually, but that's okay.
You have a pillow?
Yeah, so many people use pillows to make it comfortable for them. So you have some. Now, if you don't have armrests, this is a law. You must lean to the left. If you don't have an armrest, what you can do is turn your chair like this, and then lean on the back. So you lean like this, and you drink your cup. Okay. Everybody do it now. Let's see. Turn your chair sideways. Turn your chair sideways. Turn your chair all the way to the side. And then you lean to the left. That's right. You're not doing it right. Benjamin, look at the Eitan. Turn the chair aside. Not good enough. Turn the chair sideways. Now now sit facing the table. Put your feet under the table. Feet forward.
Yeah.
No.
You see my feet?
Exactly how you would normally sit, just without the backrest.
Oh.
Don't use the back yet. Sit forward. Sit towards the table.
Like how you normally
There
sit.
you go. Now you go. Okay. You got it? I don't see you doing it. You're not doing it. Not good enough. Turn the chair. There you go. Now you lean to the left. And now you drink. You got it? Everybody got it? L'chaim. Okay? Now it's not Pesach, so we can turn the chair back and sit. You have to lean. That's a sign of you're a free man. Yes.
In hindsight, it's not good enough to just lean on the table.
It is good enough. Yeah. As long as you lean a little bit. It's better on the chair. So, yeah, it's good enough. But that's just a practical tip. Okay? Kadesh, we did Kiddush and we drank the cup of wine. Wow, pretty good. Number 13. or chatz?
Suki.
13.
Why wash we the hands now? Because we do it after again.
First of all, you are ready for the Seder. I have a custom in my family that I have I have all the regular Seder plate. I have also a special custom that I started. I have a very big glass goblet, and you know what it's filled with?
Yeah, you.
Nope.
Huh?
It's filled with chocolate chips.
Hey.
Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chips. Why chocolate chips?
Because they're delicious.
They're delicious. Because I want to encourage
Bless you.
everybody to ask questions. Whoever asks a question gets a chocolate chip.
Smart.
And then it's unbelievable. The old people, the young people, everybody wants to ask questions. So you just asked the question. I really should have a bag of chocolate chips. I brought in some chocolates. There you go. Have a chocolate, Eitan. Whoever asks a question gets a chocolate. Choose yourself a chocolate. And you asked, why do we wash our hands? Excellent. Here's a chocolate chip. What's the answer? It's interesting. The answer is we're about to eat. What comes right after orchatz is karpas. Karpas is we take a vegetable, some kind of green vegetable, and we dip it in salt water.
Normally.
Hang on. So we dip vegetables in salt water. So really, this some people say this is the way of having an hors d'oeuvre. Hors d'oeuvre is French for appetizer. An appetizer. You have dip, vegetables and dip. Have you ever eat that? You take a vegetable, you put it in some salad dressing or some sauce, right? So this is a form of an appetizer, but it's a commemoration. And the rabbis actually said, why do we do this? And you know what they answered? To make the children ask questions. Because normally we don't do that. Normally we make kiddush. What happens next? We wash our hands and have bread. Now we wash our hands and we have some vegetable. And we say, don't make a bracha. Because this is the custom that whenever you dip vegetables in liquid, you have to do netilat yadayim. The rest of the year, most people are lenient about this law. But on the night of Pesach, we do it especially so that the children will ask questions. Okay? So look at read number 12. Number 13, excuse me. Wash your hands, do not say the blessing of washing your hands. Karpas is greens. Take greens, less than a kazait, so that you will not need to say a blessing after eating it. Dip into salt water, say the blessing who creates the fruit of the earth, and have in mind that this blessing will also be for the bitter herbs. Eat without reclining. Blessed are you, Lord of God, King of the universe, who creates the fruit of the earth. Borei priya adama. Right, you have vegetable, you say Borei priya adama. Why don't we lean? We were leaning before to show we're free men. All of a sudden now, we're not leaning. Why?
Is that we're supposed to be kings when we drink wine?
Exactly.
Not when we're eating.
Why not? What are we if we're not kings?
We're also servants to Hashem.
Servants. Well, we're servants to Hashem, but we're telling a story. How are we telling the story? Moving, acting. Wait a minute. We're free men. We're drinking, or we're sitting up straight because we're servants. So we're pretending. And what do salt water reminds us of? Salt water?
Tears.
The tears. Tears are salty, right? So we're remembering when we were slaves before we were redeemed. So we go back and forth. We keep going back and forth. One moment we're free men, and then one moment we're slaves again. We're remembering the slavery, the servitude in Egypt. Okay? So Kadesh, Orchatz, Karpas. Wow, it's pretty quick. Why should that take 5 hours? Next. What's next? Number 16. What do? We take the middle matzah Why? Because we have 3 matzahs. We have a plate. Usually we have 2 matzahs, and the Seder night we have 3 matzahs. We'll see why in just a minute. We take the middle one and we split it in 2. I think I should have made that italics next time. Split the middle matzah in 2 and conceal the larger piece to use it for the afikoman. Okay? Yachatz. Why do we do that?
For the African.
For the afikoman. That's for the half that we hide away. What does that teach us?
Splitting on the table.
To make the kids busy, right?
Part of it, sure. It's always a good answer. We're always trying to engage the children. But there's a meaning that the geula, the redemption, the future redemption, still hidden away. We have to wait for it, for later. Of course, we were redeemed from Egypt, but the ultimate complete redemption is coming later. But even more than that, you know what the primary reason is? When we tell the story, we're about to tell the story now. We're up to Magid, right? The next thing is Magid. We're about to tell the story. When we tell the story, we want to tell the story with a piece of broken bread in front of us. Broken matzah. We have to break it in half because we're going to lift up that broken half and we're going to say, you see this broken piece of bread? This is a poor man's bread. Poor man, he always breaks his bread in half because he doesn't know if he'll have money later. So he saves a little bit for later. He eats half the bread. It's a poor man's meal. And then we're going to keep telling the story in 4 different ways. We're going to learn about it. Tell the story. And all the time we have broken bread in front of us. That's the real reason we break the matzah. Of course, the other half we're going to have later. Right now, number 16, Yachatz. And then we're ready for Magid, the recitation of the Exodus story. Number 19, Halach Ma'anya, means this is the bread of our poverty. The leader uncovers the matzahs and raises the Seder plate and says out loud, this, I'm reading, number 20. Page 1, number 20. Everybody see it?
Yes.
This is the bread of destitution. That means poverty. Poverty. That our ancestors ate in the land of Egypt. Okay, that's the beginning. Now we have a very interesting statement. Anyone who is famished should come and eat. Anyone who is in need should come and partake of the Pesach sacrifice. Now we are here. Next year we will be in the land of Israel. This year we are slaves. Next year we will be free people. So we're telling the story, but before we tell the story, we invite people. Whoever's hungry should come. Because when we were poor in Egypt, we were slaves, we were there to learn what it means to be poor. If there's somebody else that's poor, we have to invite him in. If somebody else doesn't have a meal, bring him in. Hopefully, the ideal is that you should have guests at your Seder, poor people that need a meal. Don't forget them and just party with your friends and family. You should always try to invite somebody who's needy. And that's how we start off the story, by remembering we were poor, and therefore we're going to remember to invite the poor.
Your door is open then?
Yes. No. Later on. Well, we do. There is this later stage where we open the door. Right now, the door is closed. The door is closed. It's strange. We invited people to come in, but it's more symbolic, of course, because people already have a place. And you've made Kiddush already. And
The door open is toch voor Eliyahu?
that's later on. That's correct. Okay. Now we continue to tell the story by saying the 4 questions. He removes the plate from the table. What? What plate? What plate? The Seder plate. We remove it off the table, or sometimes we just cover it. And we pour a second cup of wine. And then the son asks, and he's got a lot of good questions. Okay, who's the youngest here? How old are you, Gabrielle? 18. Jordan, how old are you?
24.
24. How old are you?
18.
Oh, when's your birthday?
27th of March.
When's your birthday?
January 28th.
So you're youngest.
Yes.
Okay. No, who's youngest?
I'm
You're youngest.
No.
He's almost 19.
I'm
He just
almost
turned
19. About 2 weeks.
Oh, and you just turned 18 in January. Wow, amazing. Okay. So the youngest usually gets the one to 18. Yeah. Remember that, Pinchas? You're 58. So it's only 30 years difference. That's okay. Okay, Pinchas, but it's okay because, Binyamin is 78. Plus.
78. You're joking.
That's a baby to be 78. But,
I'm 83.
83?
Yeah.
25 years more. So 25 years here, 26. Yeah. Amazing.
Wow.
3?
83.
Amazing.
1939.
39 you were born. Amazing. Good health. Keep learning Torah. It's never too late. The 4 questions. So who should recite it? The oldest or the youngest?
Youngest.
Well, it's interesting because it's part of the Haggadah. Some people are very careful to say every word. Everybody.
It says the song.
Some people, if there's no young children, so then I ask the questions to my wife, or my wife asks to me. We all say the 4 questions. These are 4 questions mandated by the sages, but we'll have Gabriel read it for us. Number 22, please.
What differentiates this night from all other nights? On all other nights we eat chametz and matzah. This night only matzah. On all other nights we eat other vegetables. Tonight only maror. And all other nights we don't dip our food even one time. Tonight we dip it twice. And all other nights we eat either sitting or reclining. Tonight we all recline.
Okay.
I always do this.
In your family, you're also the youngest?
Every in my school.
In your school, everything. Okay, so you know it off by heart. Do you know it in Hebrew?
No, I do it in English.
You do it in English. Okay. Tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem will bring you maybe Hebrew. The Manishtana in Hebrew is one of the things, the most famous songs. We should know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't remember.
You don't remember. Okay, we'll bring in the words tomorrow in Hebrew. I hope so. Not tomorrow, Sunday. Sunday. Okay, anyways, Manishtana. 4 questions. What are the 4 questions? Number 1 is?
What's the difference?
Well, that's confusing. Isn't it confusing? Really, there are 4 questions, but there's only 1 question. What's the 1 question? Why is night different from all other nights? They tell the story. You might have heard this one. In England, there's a concept called that you can become a knight. Right? You go in front of the queen, you kneel, and she takes her sword, and she puts it on your head. It says, you are hereby a knight, right? Somebody very important, somebody special. He becomes a knight. So once upon a time, in English, that kind of knight is spelled with a K, but it's pronounced knight. One time, there was a Jew who was a religious Jew who was honored to be knighted by the queen. But he was so nervous because he didn't really know English so well. He was afraid he's going to say the wrong things. He was trying to memorize his lines, and he just got so nervous. And also, he didn't want to kneel in front of the queen because it was maybe like a Avodah Zarah. So he decided, okay, I'm going to go down only on 1 knee, not on 2 knees. I won't kneel on 2 knees. So they're all waiting in line. A few people were being honored. Becomes the turn of our Jew to be honored by the queen. He comes in front of the queen and he freezes. He goes down on one knee and he can't remember what he was supposed to say. And as a good Jew, he was maybe a young child. The only thing he remembered to say was, Manishtana Laila Hazeh Mikol Haleilot. Like the child says in the Haggadah. And the queen says to everybody around her, why is this night different from all other nights? So that's one question really that the child is supposed to ask. We do many things for the child to get interested, because the best class is when the students want to learn, when they want to hear, when they're interested. How do you make them interested? By doing all these strange things, and then they ask questions. They ask questions, I got you. I'll tell you the answer. If you don't want to know, I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but you won't hear anything. If you have a question, then the story is told as the answer to the question. Okay, so what are the 4 parts to the question? One question is, what's different about this night? What are the 4 things that he mentions? What's different?
Chametz and matzah.
Chametz and matzah. Tonight we have this strange bread. Only the strange bread, there's no chametz. What other?
You eat other vegetables.
No, tonight we eat maror. He sees on the table that there's maror. Okay, what else? The dipping. We're dipping our food, right? We did the orcha. We just did the karpas. We just dipped. Why are we doing this strange kind of appetizer with dipping? And we do it twice even, because we're going to dip later the maror. We'll see later. And this is reclining. We do this fancy thing with the pillows. We put our chairs sideways. What's going on here? So the children ask 4 questions. The truth is, if you think about it, the 2 first questions represent being a slave, because we eat dry bread matzah, which is not the best bread. That's poor. What do we eat? Maror. We eat maror, bitter herbs. Why don't we eat delicious food? That shows me that we are commemorating something sad. On the other hand, the last 2 questions show us that we're free men, that we're rich. We're drinking wine, we're reclining, we're dipping twice. That's the way of the Romans. They would dip their food twice. So what is it? Are we poor or are we rich? Are we happy? Are we sad? Does this story have a good ending? Kids always want to know how the story is going to end. Anyways, these are the 4 questions.
Not either.
What's that?
It's reminding.
It's reminding us. But we're going to see it's more than that. We're supposed to feel it. We're supposed to experience it. You know, as sages say, that you must tell the story in this way. If you don't tell the story in this way, it's not kosher. The story must be questions and answers. And even if there's no children there, and even if you know the answers, you must ask the questions and then give the answers. This is one of the features of how we tell the story. You have to be interested. You have to arouse their interest. Okay. The answer is on number 23. We're going to see there's 4 answers. We tell the story in 4 ways. But the first way we answer the question is on number 23. We were slaves in Egypt. He puts the plate back on the table. The matzah should be uncovered during the saying of the Haggadah. I just want to explain something here. We got some covering of the matzah, uncovering of the matzah. We got lifting up, pouring the wine. There's another structure here that we didn't talk about. Where do we have cups of wine? Forget about my cup of chocolate chips. Number 1 cup of wine is over here, right?
Yeah.
for Kiddush. Another cup of wine we have for Birkat HaMazon. That's cup number 3. We have another cup of for the Hallel. When's the second cup? What's the second cup for? Birkat HaMazon, many times we have on a cup of wine. Hallel, also you should sing and drink when you're praising Hashem. Makes sense. Cup number 1 for the Kadesh. We know there's 4 cups of wine. The second cup is for the Magid. We tell the story on a cup of wine. So that's why, just before we started Magid, on line number, where did we pour the wine? The second cup?
105.
No. 21. 21. Same page. Page 1, number 21. Pour the second cup of wine. We only drink it at the end. We only drink it at the end. The cup of wine, the entire Magid, all this is parts of the Magid. Well, we actually eat it, sorry. We drink it. Where do we drink it? Yeah, at the end of the Magid here. Sorry.
Before I
Yeah, before Rachta. Before Rachta. Sorry, but the Magid is very long. The Magid is a very long section. We pour it at the beginning. We drink it at the end. 108, right? 108 is the end of the Magid. That's when we drink the cup.
105.
105. Thank you. 105. But we pour it. Now there's a rule that you might have heard of, because you've seen it every Shabbat. What does a Shabbat table look like? What do you have on the Shabbat table? Bread and wine. Sometimes they're on the table, sometimes they're on the side table, but yeah, candles is good. But there's bread and wine. Now, which bracha should come first?
Wine.
Actually, the general rule is bread comes first.
Yes.
But on Shabbat, we can't have the bread before we make Kiddush. So what do? We cover the bread. It's as if the bread is not there. So we can make the Kiddush while we cover the bread. But do we have bread on the table? We have 3 matzahs on the table. Whenever we lift up the cup or we pour the cup of wine, we have to cover the matzahs. Usually, we make Kiddush and that's it. But now we're going to be raising up this cup. This cup number 2, we're going to be raising it many times in the middle. We'll see why in a minute. But each time we raise the cup of wine, we have to cover the matzahs. But when we put down the cup of wine, we want to uncover the matzahs. Why do we want to have an uncovered matzah? We started off with yachatz. Yachatz. To have a broken matzah. We want to tell the story of the broken matzah. So the whole time when we're telling the story, we have to have the matzah uncovered. So that's why we keep on covering it and uncovering. We lift up the wine. Whenever we do with the wine, we cover the matzah. Whenever we stop with the wine and we go back to telling the story, we uncover the matzah, tell the story about the matzah. Show and tell. Show and tell. Do they have that in Brazil? Colombia, excuse me. No? But you know what show and tell is?
Yeah.
In America, they have that in China? In Malaysia? No? Children come to school and they say, everybody has to bring something and talk about it. So I bring this in. This is a timer. It goes like this and it takes 5 minutes and we play with the games with this in our house. And each child brings something. He shows and tells. In Haggadah, we do this as well. Is there such a teaching technique in Holland? No? Never heard of that. In America, it's quite common. It's a concept. You show something and you tell about it. So here we have the matzah. We show it, we break it in half, we show it, and we tell about it. All right. I want to know the answer already. So number 23, we start with the first answer. Magid, we were slaves in Egypt. Everybody see that, number 23? The matzot, put the plate back on the table. The matzot should be uncovered during the saying of the Haggadah. Why do you put the plate back on the table? We're going to use all these tools to tell the story. And we uncover the matzah, as I told you. And then we say number 24. And I'll bring you the Hebrew tomorrow. There's songs that I'll teach you as well. Number 24. What?
Tomorrow?
Sunday. 24. We were slaves to Egypt, in the land of Egypt. And the Lord our God took us out from there with a strong hand and outstretched forearm. That's it. One line. You've told the story. If I had a marker, I would mark this line. This is the story, right? We were slaves. That's why we commemorate that with the maror. And then Hashem took us out with a strong arm. And now we're free. That's it in a nutshell. That's story number 1. We were slaves to Pharaoh, and the Lord took us out from there with a strong hand and an outstretched forearm. All the rest is going to be elaboration, another repetition of the story. But in essence, really that's what we're trying to give over. That we are commemorating the Exodus from Egypt. That it happened on this night, of course, as well. And if the Holy One blessed be had not taken our ancestors from Egypt, behold, we and our children and our children's children would all be enslaved to Pharaoh in Egypt. Even if we were all sages, all discerning, all elders, all knowledgeable about the Torah, it would be a commandment upon us to tell the story of the Exodus from Egypt. Anyone who adds and spends extra time in telling the story of the Exodus from Egypt, behold, he is praiseworthy. We mention that now because that's what we're about to do. We told the story in one line. We're going to tell more now. We're going to tell more and more and more and more. So we say, this is a commandment of the sages, that the more you tell, the better. Anyone who adds in telling the story is praiseworthy. Don't you want to be praiseworthy?
Of course.
Of course.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? So that's why we go on for another 100 lines, 100 passages, telling the story in more and more depth, in more and more detail, from more and more angles, from more and more perspectives. Okay, but that was the beginning. I think that's a good introduction. First day, we started the Magid. We're going to spend a lot of time on the Magid. We'll talk about the rest. But I want to say something about the Parsha. It's special. It is Thursday, B'chol Zot, we have to. I taught you a song. Let's do the song one more time. Everybody have their list? Ready?
Yes.
All right, everybody got it?
Kadesh Urchat Kapaz Yachat Magid Yachza Moitzi Matzah Maror Orech Shulchan Orech Zafun Orech Haver Nimtzah
Could you bring up your konim for everybody? This is Mironim. All right. This week's parsha. What's the name of the parsha? Who remembers? Kitisa. Kitisa. Does everybody know the where it is in the Torah?
Yes.
in Shmot. Very good. Pass this around so everybody can see. Bereshit Noach lech lecha, vayirach hayei Sarah, toldot vayetze, vayishlach vayeshev miketz, vayigash vaychi. Second column now. Is there enough for everybody? Should be enough. Shemot, beginning of the book of Shemot. It's number 1 in the second column. Shemot, the next parsha is Va'era. Bo beshalach yitro mishpatim terumat etzaveh. Number 9, Kitisa. So this week parsha is chapter 30 through chapter 34. Got it?
Yes.
In what's the name of the parsha? Kitisa. But this year we actually have a double header. We don't read another parsha. That's for next week, Vayakhel. What do? We take out 2 Sefer Torahs. One Sefer Torah we take out, we read Parashat Kitisa. That Sefer Torah is open up till Shmot, the book of Shmot, chapter 30, right? There's another Sefer Torah we take out. And what do we read from?
This week?
This week. In 2 days. It's a special week.
Para.
Yafeh. Good. Good. We take out a second Sefer Torah, which is open up to the book of Numbers, where it talks about... Actually, it's not from the book of Vayikra, excuse me. Wait, where is Parashat Para? It is in the book of Numbers. I was right the first time. In the book of Numbers. It's in... Parashat Chukat. Starts off, Zot Chukat HaTorah. That's how it starts off. Number 6 in Bamidbar. And we read just the beginning of that parsha, because it talks about the red heifer. Who can tell me why we should read now from the book of Bamidbar? We're going in order. We're still in the book of Shmot. Why should we now bring a second Sefer Torah and read from the Parshat Chukat, from the book of Numbers? Who can tell me? Why is this week Parashat Para? Para means a cow, the red cow.
It's after Purim.
Okay.
They start to build the second temple in this time, really.
Nope. But what happens after Purim? More precisely, what is it before?
They go back to Eretz Yisrael.
No. Zachar was last week. This week we read Parashat Para. Why should we now have to read about the red heifer? What was the red heifer for? What is the red heifer? Purification. Purification for what? If you're at home in Eilat or in Tel Aviv, you don't have to be pure. It's always good. Your soul is always pure. But ritually pure, you don't have to be. Only when you go to the temple in Jerusalem. Who's going to go to the temple in Jerusalem? Everyone. When is everybody going to go to the temple in Jerusalem? No. Coming up. No, coming.
Pesach.
On Pesach. On Pesach. The 3 festivals, people are supposed to go up to Jerusalem. If you go up to Jerusalem, you're going to bring a sacrifice, you need to be pure. You got to get ready. Pesach is the one sacrifice that every Jew has to participate in. If you don't go on Sukkot, all right, you didn't go, you can go next time. But on Pesach, you have to bring your Korban Pesach so that you have a sandwich. You want to have your shawarma sandwich, your wrap, on the Seder night, so you have to bring a Korban. If you have to bring a Korban, you have to be pure. You have to be pure, you have to purify yourself sometimes with the ashes of the red heifer. And that's why, in preparation of Pesach, this Shabbat, we read about the red heifer, an additional parsha. Okay, so far so good?
This.
Parashat Para. It's an additional parsha that we add on in the weeks before Pesach starts, because it takes a whole week to get pure. Everybody, a lot of people, they all have to do it. So you got to be aware of the issues of purity and impurity when you're getting ready for Pesach. This Shabbat, I am participating in a special ritual that involves blood. Brit Milah. For my grandson.
Oh,
Zot
yes.
Hashem. 8th day, he was born on Shabbat. 8th day, the following Shabbat.
Yeah.
It's one of the only times of our life that we're going to be violating Shabbat. Violating Shabbat.
Yeah.
Why do I violating Shabbat?
The blood.
You're not allowed to draw blood on Shabbat. It's one of the 39 categories of work, to do shchita, to cause death, or any form of death, or any kind of letting blood is forbidden on Shabbat. There's a principle that says Brit Milah overrides Shabbat. We don't do anything else, but we do the Brit Milah on Shabbat. If it comes out on the 8th day. Only if it's the 8th day. If he was born on Sunday, no. Monday, no. Friday, no. Only if it's Shabbat. The 8th day is Shabbat, and it's the 8th day, that overrides the Shabbat. Yeah.
You can do on the 9th day or on the
No,
7th day.
no. If you missed the 8th day, and now you say, oh, the 8th day was Friday, now it's the 9th day, or the 10th day, you don't do it on Shabbat. Only if Brit on the 8th day, that overrides Shabbat.
But what if it happens, you really can't do the Brit Milah, but then you need to do it after, on Sunday.
Let's say you didn't have a Brit Milah till you're 20 years old. Till you're 30 years old. Don't do it on Shabbat.
Okay.
Only the 8th day
Okay.
do we do it on Shabbat. If you didn't do it on the 8th day, it's later, you do it. You do it as soon as possible. But not on Shabbat. Only on the 8th day does a Brit override Shabbat.
How is the service going to be, Rob?
There's a standard service for a Brit Milah. We invite, as Rev Lissman mentioned, we invite Eliyahu Navi to come. Special chair for Eliyahu Navi is set out. We mention Eliyahu on Pesach also. We'll get to that.
Can you do Brit Milah?
Me personally?
Yeah, for your grandchildren.
I can if I knew how. I mean, if they asked me.
I mean,
My son is very close to the rabbi in Tveria, who happens to be a great nephew of Rav Kook. His name is Rabbi Kook, of Dov Kook. And he is a mohel. He's a circumciser. So he's going to do the brit. He's a great rabbi. My son is very excited that his rabbi is going to do the brit for his son. And I wonder what he's going to be named.
you don't know yet.
It's not up to me. My son decides, not me.
Who's the mother?
I have a guess that maybe he'll call him Dov for his rabbi.
Dove?
It was my great-grandfather's name was Dov, so I'm not against it. But I don't know.
What's more common, the mother gives name or the father gives name? Or
You haven't been to our Sunday class on relationships.
No, this Rabbi is very.
But
You
it
have
says
to-
in the
Rav
Torah,
Dov Kook.
Yeah.
it's a very
Very
often
famous,
for mothers to give names like Reuven, like.
Right. No, the Torah mentions it like that, but I assume that the parents have to agree. And the guidance that we give is that the parents should decide together. It's their child together. So they have to reach a compromise, reach a common decision what to name the child. So I don't know what they're going to call him, but he's so cute. Anyways,
It's in Tveria?
in Tveria.
Oh.
I'm going to be driving for hours on Erev Shabbat. I have to find a place to stay. I have to bring food. But it's my son's brit. I want to be there.
Your son lives in Tiberias.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, my son lives there, near his rabbi. Next door. Right? The house next door to the Beit Midrash. Anyways, I have to read 2 Torahs, and the Brit Milah is in the middle of the services, between Shacharit and Musaf, usually, on Shabbat. So it's going to be a long, long stay in the Beit Knesset. I think I'll bring a book to read, or I'll say Tehillim or something. A lot of time I'm going to be spending praying to Hashem. We should have good things together. We'll stop here for today, and for this week, Shabbat Shalom. Please, these Haggadot, bring them back for next week. You can keep it, but we're going to be using it to study more about the Haggadah. So we're not going to do it today. Sorry, thank you.